Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And today I'm actually operating as VY2SW, Victor Yankee 2 Sierra Whiskey. And I'm at the Parc Rivière-du-Moulin, which is here in Saguenay, in Quebec. And today wasn't supposed to be this way. It has, even when I look at the forecast right now, I've learned that here in Quebec, it seems like forecasts, the further north you go in Quebec, the less reliable the forecasts are. And today was supposed to be just absolutely stunning, like really, really nice weather this morning. And I looked out the hotel room this morning and it looked a little gray, and I thought, well, maybe it's just because it's sort of early. This is about 7:30 in the morning here, or so. I think I left the hotel around 7:15. Our hotel's very, very close to this park, like within an 8-minute drive. I mean, I could walk there. I could walk to this park if I really wanted to. But it is not a bright and sunny day. It is very rainy. In fact, when I first got out here, it was like really gusty, really heavy rains, and almost the sort of thing that makes you want to just turn back. But I didn't want to do that. And then the rains turned into this light rain that's really persistent with wind. And I thought about going out anyway and trying to find a tree. This park's wonderful. We came out here last night. I came out here with my wife and daughters, and Spot just kind of did a little bit of preliminary investigation. It was late. I didn't want to do an activation then, and I just wanted to spend some time with the family, so I thought I'd scout it out. And there are just bazillions of places here where you could set up and do a park activation. I think that's probably one of the reasons why, just doing a quick gander at the map, why this park's been activated so many times, more than any other park I think I've been to here in the province of Quebec. And obviously they have a pretty active amateur radio group here in the Saguenay-Chicoutimi area that comes out and activates parks, and I think that's really cool. Anyway, I've decided I was going to go out, and it started raining enough that I thought, man, my end-fed half-wave, the coil on it is going to get wet, and it's going to affect the performance, and it's going to get in there, and I'll have to try to dry it out later. So I decided to get my impasse light and set it up. And as I was walking in, I remembered that there's this little kiosk thing here. It's just one little protected, just like one little protected picnic table with this really cool library. They have these all over Quebec. They're just the old refrigerators where you can go in, and people have brought books to exchange. We've actually put some books in some of these and taken some out, so it's really nice. I mean, they're like the little portable libraries you can see everywhere. But I found this, and so I thought, I'm just going to set up in here. It'll just be a little easier because this needs to be a fairly quick activation. I'm going to help the family pack up. We've got other things we're doing today, so I put the impasse light out here. One of the negatives, and I'm sure this is getting wet here, and I'm sorry on the camera, but I'll dry it off when I go back in the covered area here. But there are power lines and things nearby here, so I was really concerned about QRM. I hooked this up and checked very quickly and didn't hear a lot of QRM, so I was very pleased about that. Okay, here we go. Let's see, I've got to get something on here to wipe the lens of this camera. But as you can see, I set up the KX2. It's getting a little wet. But hey, it's not going to get too wet, I don't think. There we go. Maybe, can you see better now? Maybe you can see fine anyway. So if the lens gets a little wet here during this activation, don't be too surprised. But I think most of you are just listening anyway, as opposed to, watching. Maybe some of you watch. Here we go. Let me see what I can see here. Here we go. We'll try to make this activation as quick as we can. I honestly don't know what conditions will be like this early in the morning here up in Saguenay. I have no idea. We're going to start on 20 meters though, because I already fired it up on 20. We'll see if we can get any kind of action here going on 20. We had a CME hit us yesterday. I don't know if the bands have recovered at all yet. The bands were really quiet when I was tuning around just now, so I don't know. We may be out here a long time. Yeah. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and... Did I tune up? I did tune up. Good. I'll go ahead and start calling CQ. Oh, wait. What's my power setting? Let's move that back down to 5 watts. That's where I always start my activations. But you may hear people talk to me. I mean, to be honest, even though it's raining, I've still seen a lot of people come out here to go walking their dogs and running and stuff. And even people, when I was setting up, came out here to this little book refrigerator and pick up some books. So I'll probably have some interruptions during this, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and... Okay, let's see. Now, I'll go ahead and spot myself on the phone. I'm hearing a little bit of QRM in there, but not too bad. I've already set up hammers, and in fact I need to go take the fake contact I put in here just to hold place. Meter CW Victor Echo 0973. I don't need the noise blanker on. I don't really need the noise reduction on either. The other sort of negative about doing an activation kind of early in the morning is there aren't as many hunters out there. They're expecting people to be activating right now. But that's okay. To be honest, if I don't even get enough to activate this park, I'll be fine anyway. I just wanted to get out this morning, play a little radio. Despite the weather, I don't really care. Yay, one down. Thank you, AF80. Quite often, you'll hear a call really clearly, and I won't get it. And a lot of that's because I'm distracted doing something else back here. I'm checking out my logs, I'm looking at something that's happening around me, and I just missed the call because I wasn't listening. That does happen. Woo. That is actually somebody from my hometown of Hickory, North Carolina. I've worked more North Carolina stations on this trip because I'm usually in North Carolina, so it's a little harder to work people on these higher bands of HF. Oh goodness, I missed all that. So I keep bumping the camera with my pencil. Everybody asks about this pencil. I usually put, and in fact, this is a good reminder, always check the description below for a link to my field report, which has links to everything. But this is a graph gear by Pentel, and so a buddy of mine actually went on activation with, actually told me about this. It's a 0.9, and it is really, really cool. It's just such a strong lead. I think it was a miss key. It's a great pencil. I really like it. It's kind of become one of my favorites here lately, and it's so sturdy. That 0.9 lead's so big that it doesn't break very easily. I also like how when you close it, the whole lead, everything, well, the lead's sticking out a little bit there, but basically the whole thing sort of protects itself. So 3 down, 7 to go. But yeah, always check the description below. YouTube keeps changing their formatting a little bit, and sometimes it's kind of hard to find that, but you can do the read more thing, I think, right below the video. And I always have a link to the field report on QRP here. I actually spend a lot more time writing up those field reports, like about 3 or 4 hours each report, making sure I've got all the links in there, I got some details, usually extra photos and that sort of thing. So always check qrpeer.com. Usually it has the answer to your question right there if you've got questions about the gear I'm using or where I was or how I set up. I usually have more details in that. This is going to be a tough activation, I can tell it. As is typical kind of with this with unstable conditions, which is what we have now. We've got a really, I think last time I checked, our SFI was really good. I mean, there's some really good conditions for DX. However, that's kind of negated by the fact that the conditions have been so unstable with CMEs hitting Earth and everything. It means that, like as we're hearing now, it seems like you get some really strong stations in, and not a lot. Great to get you into logs there, Eric. You know, to my knowledge, I think that's the very first time I've ever worked a Denmark station during a POTA activation. Just checking my spots now. There we go, yeah. Oh, VE6 is giving me a 10 dB, that's nice. Yeah, probably a lot of the reason why it's a little slower this morning is, I mean, I'm not complaining actually, it's not too bad. It's because it's early morning. Just less people out here, but it also means it's a little bit better for European stations. 5 down, 5 more to go. I hear a little growl of like an S2 growl of some QRM. I mean, I'm at the side of this park that's up against the neighborhood and everything else, and so I'm not too surprised that there's some noise going on. It's not bad though. I can hear over this. It's just like an S2. I could turn on noise reduction to help with that a little bit, but that doesn't necessarily make it, I mean, at this level, I don't find that the intelligibility is any better, at least the way my brain processes signals. So I don't usually add the noise reduction at these levels. Now, if it were an S5, I probably would kick in a little noise reduction to help just take the edge off. But I don't go extreme because you start to get artifacts and things. I think the DSP and the KX2 is actually pretty good. I think the IC705 is a little better. And I think the BHI is even best, but I have so few radios with built-in modified BHI stuff. My buddy Guy Atkins actually took an IC705 he had just purchased, and he put in a BHI DSP mod on it, which required, you know, drilling into the case and everything. And it's not for the faint of heart when it comes to, I think he had some surface mount work he had to do inside there, but it worked really well, and the DSP is great. But I'm not a heavy user of DSP. I wouldn't really consider doing that. I do have external BHI filter that I use at home sometimes, not from, I don't use it for QRM, I use it for QRN, QR Nancy, which is basically atmospheric stuff. Usually if I'm listening to single sideband or something, it comes in really handy. It works really well for that, actually, to kind of kill some of the static crashes and things in the summer. And I've thought about bringing it out here. I feel I need to do that sometime in the summer when there are a lot of static crashes and I'm doing single sideband. I may go up to 17 meters. You know what? I think I see a clearing in the clouds here. Maybe, just maybe, it's going to get a little sunny. I wouldn't mind that one bit. After I leave here, I need to pop by the grocery store and pick up a couple things. On my way back to the hotel room. By then, I think my wife and daughters will be up and running around, of course. It gets light very, very early here compared to where I live in North Carolina. Like, you know, the sun's rising around 4:30 or something in the morning here. Very much like it was sort of when I lived in the UK, but it has to do with time zones, and we're on this side of the time zone, and being further north and everything else, but it's a little bit of an adjustment in the morning. Fortunately, a lot of the hotels we stay in, we don't stay in a whole bunch because we've been camping, but when we're out and about, but I usually have blackout curtains. Help you sleep in a little bit more in the morning. I'm a pretty early riser anyway, though. I usually get up pretty early in the morning. Whew, there's just not a lot going on. And you know, probably somebody's going to ask me, I haven't even posted any of my videos yet from Canada. A lot of that's because I've got a big backlog of videos from before. I got a little behind as I was studying for my Canadian exam and stuff over a month. I just didn't get as many field reports and videos out as I wanted to. So I'm kind of catching up on those, but also where we're staying here, actually has really, really bad internet for uploads. Really bad. As bad as my home, which is horrible. Download's actually really good, but I don't know what kind of system they've got on it, but the upload is just completely unreliable and useless. So I haven't been able to upload videos here, except for when we've stayed in hotels and things. And so I've got a few in the bank now. I'm hoping to at least get one or maybe two of the Canadian videos posted while I'm here in Canada, but likely by the time you see this video, I'll be back in North Carolina. It could be in the fall for all I know by then, because I'm so far behind, and I've got so many videos out there right now, but that's okay. It'll be nice to go back. Actually, it's so I enjoy going back and looking at my activation videos, even while I've been here in Canada, and I'm writing up some of the reports for West Virginia. I really like kind of going back and reliving some of that. It was a lot of fun. These sort of, in a way, end up being a little bit of my travel log. Okay, let's go to... Let's move up to the 17-meter band. I don't think I'm going to work a ton of stations here, but let's just try anyway. I'm also going to try single sideband, hopefully. I don't hear anybody there. It's usually a really quick match. In fact, I could probably take out the ATU. Well, let's see. If I took ATU off with the... Nope. I've got I got a 1-to-1 match right now without the ATU. And that's just using the chameleon impasse light with, you know, this is with the 17-foot whip fully extended. So this is using no ATU. I need to go in my logs and tell it that I'm on 17 meters. There we go. I'll just wait here and see if the RBN... If the RBN doesn't spot me here in a little bit, I'll spot myself. Yeah, I definitely see some sun poking through. You probably can't tell over here. It's hard to see with this. It's so gray above me, but I see some clear sky out there, which is really nice. I may do one more activation today. I'm going through Parc des Grands Jardins, heading back to where we're staying in Saint-Féréol-des-Neiges, which is the name of the little town near Saint-Anne-de-Beaupré in Quebec. And Parc des Grands Jardins, I activated it once. I probably already published that video, and it is just like one of my favorite parks in North America. I really, really love it. So I'm looking forward to going through there. The only negative is we've only got just, you know, a few hours of driving through it. I wish I had a lot more time, but I hope to maybe fit in a quick activation on the way back just to do another one. Actually, when I activated, I was very surprised to find that it was an all-time new one. It's such a huge park, and a lot of people go through it, though it's the Jacques Cartier Park, which is another sort of route to come up here to Saguenay from the Quebec City area. That one's been activated a bunch. It is a huge park as well. It's very pretty. I did not activate it yesterday because we had like torrential rain along with thunderstorms coming through the entire trip. I seemed to time it with like this line of thunderstorms. And as I went up the highway, I was literally following that entire storm as it went through. So it was really rough riding there for a bit. In fact, we even pulled off the road for a little while because the rains were so heavy. A lot of other people were too, and just pulling off at like lookouts and things like that just to wait for it to kind of pass a bit. But it was pretty rough, and there was no way I was going out and activating in that. I didn't feel like it. This trip, as much as I like doing park activations and things, it takes a sideline to our family activities. Let's see if it's spotting me yet. No, it's not. Okay, so I'll go ahead and spot myself. 18. 086. Okay, let's see if you got me spotted now. Yes. And see, this jumped off of the page when I did that, when I switched it back to the browser. Let's see if it, yeah, and it defaulted back to 20 meters. This is one of the weird things about hammers. I even put like K in the call sign thing, but it still did it. Now, if I would have put a call sign in there, saved it, and then moved, it would have kept it. But I don't know. It's like it's got this volatile memory thing that when you switch, it drops all that information. So you got to be careful to go back and check if you're using an app. This happens both on my iPhone and my Android phone. The Android phone is the only phone I've been using in Canada, but back home I'm using an iPhone typically. So if you switch back and forth between windows, just be aware of that, because I have gone through an activation before, and I had a whole bunch of contacts listed on the wrong band because of that very thing. It defaulted back to the previous band, and I had to go back and fix it in the logs. Boy, this is not a great day for doing POTA. I'm going to check and make sure it actually took my spot. Yes, it did. It took my spot. It's not getting other spots, though, which is not a great sign. May mean the band's just dead. One thing that I rarely think to do when I'm doing a video, I don't know why, it's when I'm doing videos, but I never think to hunt other stations, and I just kind of go into the CQ mode. Ooh, I heard a little bit of QRM there. But really, in real life, you should be doing some hunting if you've got internet. I think part of it is I'm not used to having internet everywhere I go, but I've had such great luck here in Canada. I don't know how productive 17 meters is going to be. Just looking to see if the RBN has found me yet, and it doesn't look like it has. That doesn't bode well for the band. Yeah, there's no RBN spots yet even. Maybe that band's wiped out. This is the thing that is so frustrating, I think, about propagation. Actually, you know, I accept whatever propagation. I mean, when you go out and you're doing a park activation, it is what it is, right? Like you know. And this is all about having fun in the field, and it's not a competition for me. I can't even tell you how many parks I've activated this year. I have no clue. I'd never look at my statistics or anything like that. So I don't take it very seriously. Like if things go wrong, you know, go bad, go south, or if the bands are horrible or whatever, I still just enjoy coming out. I mean, heck, today it was just fun to work somebody from my hometown and somebody from Denmark, which is not something that I've ever done before in the field. Let's see here. Let me see if I can check the spots here real quick. Yeah, still not getting. Okay, so I'm going to go down to 30 meters. Maybe we'll try 30 meters and see if that works. Okay. Now I'll need to engage the ATU for 30 meters for sure. Maybe by the time we do this a little bit, we can move back up to 20 and work a few more. The further down I go with the impasse light, see, the impasse light's just a 17-foot, telescoping steel whip with a, a matching unit on it to bring the SWR down. And I've got a counterpoise on it, probably 25 foot of counterpoise or so. And it's a wonderful antenna. But any vertical like this, once the lower you go, you're kind of, it's less efficient because you're just a fraction of the actual wavelength, that would be ideal. But it's usually enough to get the job done. That's the compromise with a shorter antenna, a vertical, or something that's more portable. If I have an end-fed half wave, then I've got something that's more resonant, more efficient down on those lower bands if it's a 40-meter one. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm going to check and see if I'm getting it. Hey, yes, the RBN has spotted me. That's a good sign. It's very 3 dB, which is super low, but I'll take that. I will take that. Let me try to change it here on my Hammers app. Then I'm on 30 meters. It's been about 15 minutes since I've had a contact. I know WD8RF will try to work me if he can, because I see that he tried to leave me a spot for 17 meters. He must have just heard me in there. I suspect this is going to be a very long video. I think we're going to have sunshine over us here in just a second. That system is moving out of the way slowly but surely. That'll be nice. We do plan to go to the Saguenay River today, which I think is just a really pretty... I think I maybe hear somebody in there, but... Okay, let's see. 12, 16... There we go. Yeah, I'll often write down, people will send my call sign, I'll end up writing it down. 6 down, 4 more to go. I think by the time I move up to 12 to 20 meters again, I'll probably be able to work the rest of my stations without too much difficulty. I've gotten so used to sending VY2SW. I was just thinking about it. When I go back to the States and I'm using K4SWL, it's going to feel a little weird. I'll be able to do it. I'll flip back into it pretty easily, but I'll kind of miss using VY2SW. I felt the same way after I left the UK. I was M0CYI there. I still am. I still have that call sign, but it was a little weird. It's like, I think it's the equivalent of, you've got a name, like Thomas, and you go somewhere else, it's like you've got a different name. You got a different name in each country you go to. And to be really clear, I know people may ask about this. I didn't need a Canadian call sign. It's just I spend so much time up here, I just wanted one. But there's no reason to have one as a U.S. amateur radio operator. Because you can come here and just use stroke Victor Echo 2 or Victor Yankee 2 or wherever you are and operate, perfectly fine. I just did it because I wanted to, because we do spend as much as 2 months a year here some years. Okay. Okay, is that it? There we go. That's nice. Okay, I've got 8. Just need 2 more. For a valid activation, you need 10. Here in the Parks on the Air network, with Summits on the Air, you only need 4. Missed that. Okay. One. I've got my 10, yay! 23. I'll call CQ a couple more times and I'll probably hop off here because I need to get back to the hotel. Oh, I said I'd do a little single sideband. Maybe I'll hop up to the 20 meter band and just try a little bit. If anybody understood that even. Here we go. So we'll try 20 meters SSB. Since I've got an internet connection. Excuse me. Now what I'll do is move this around a little bit because I need to kind of yell at this, radio. How am I going to do this? Let's see. Because the mic's right here. So, and I didn't bring my mic with me on this trip, my hand mic. So I'm going to use the mic. I'm going to use the mic that is built into the KX2. I'm going to put you on this side. Oops. So here we go. Let's see. Since you're not copying CW, I'm not going to worry too much about you seeing my logs perfectly here. Okay. Let's see. I don't hear anybody there. Excuse me. I will pump up the power if I have enough battery juice to do this. Let's see. What am I doing? I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to do this. Is this frequency in use? This is Victor Yankee 2 Sierra Whiskey. Okay, so I'm having it send CQ POTA for Victor Yankee 2 Sierra Whiskey. And I'll go in here, spot myself. Let's see if this goes through. Yeah, okay, my spot went through. Let's change it here. Whoops, see it hopped off again. So let's go back up here. Change this to 20 meters. SSB. And we'll wait for someone to come in. Hopefully. So yeah, this is using voice memory keying right now, so that it kind of saves my voice from just yelling at this radio bunch. So I use the transmit button as a PTT button, essentially. So the moment I touch that, boy, this radio is dusty. I can really see that now. But I use this as a transmit button. It's very similar on the Xiegu X5105 and the X6100. They both do this too. To my knowledge, I think they may be the only radios, unless the MCHF does it or the FX4C. I can't remember if they do that or not. I think maybe they do. But anyway, I have to look it up. I'm going to try to check out the FX4C a little bit later this year. I plan to review the MCHF, but I think they're going to come up with a new version of that radio, so I'm just going to wait for that to happen, and then I'll buy one and build it or do whatever to test it. Oh, you know, it's doing 5 watts because this is the third activation I've done on this battery. Let's see if we can pump the power back up now. This will really help on single sideband. There we go. So all I did was plug in. This is my other battery pack that goes in the KX2. It's charged up. If I plug it in, it uses the battery with the most voltage automatically. Yay, sunlight. Man, this is nice. It's great to get a little sunlight in today. It's kind of blinding now on the camera. I'll put some extra photos we took yesterday from this park. This is a beautiful park. There's a nice little roaring river that goes through it, and bridge, and lots of trails, lots of wildlife. Really pretty, and it's a very accessible park here in Saguenay. I did it again. I flipped off to check, and now it's... I'm sorry, that's probably blinding.
Kilo 8 Hotel, Quebec.
Kilo 8 Hotel, Quebec. You've got a great signal, 5x9 here. Excuse me, at Victor Echo 0973 QSL.
Good morning, Thomas. Thank you for the park. You're 5555 Michigan, Mike India.
Roger, Roger on the 55 in Michigan. Thank you so much for the contact, my friend, and 7-3s.
Keep at it, 7-3.
Excellent. Thanks so much, my friend. 7-3s, and have a great day. QRZ, this is Victor Yankee 2, Sierra Whiskey for Parks on the Air. Why is my voice so choked up this morning? Maybe it's the weather. Oh, did I put him in here? Did I put him in here? I did put him in here. Nice to get a single sideband contact. I'll do this for maybe 5 more minutes. I really can't do it for a whole lot longer, but it'd be nice to get a few more people here in the logs. Almost to the end of this Write and Rain book, I realize. I've got a few more pages in here for a couple more contacts, but these are fairly expensive, so I really only pull them out when I know that when I've got some wet weather. But so those of you who think you actually have to take a mic with you to do a soda activation with the KX2 or the X5105 or the X6100 or any of those radios with built-in mics, you really don't need to do that. It's just not necessary. It's nice. It's more convenient in a way. I'm sure the voice qualities may be a little better, but I've gotten pretty good reports just using this internal mic here on the KX2. I just try to speak clearly into it. I do speak up a little bit more. What time is it? Is it 8:32? Yeah, it's a little after 8:30. I will need to pack up here soon. A lot more people are coming out here now. Actually, the park officially opens, well, the park office opens at 9 o'clock. I think the park's open pretty much 24/7, but... I'm going to do until 8:36, and then I need to pack up. That'll get me back to the hotel. I got to go to the grocery store. I'll probably be back at the hotel by about 9:15 after the grocery store, so... Plus, I need breakfast. I haven't had breakfast. I have had one cup of coffee, though. I need to find a Tim Hortons is what I need to find. I'm sure there's one around here somewhere. There's always a Tim's around the corner. In fact, I thought about it on the way over here, but it was raining so hard, I just put it out of my mind, but really wanted to grab a cup of coffee on the way over. I did have one cup of coffee in the hotel room. Now, I hope the weather forecast is accurate for the rest of the day today, because we got some outdoor activities planned. It'd be nice for it not to be rainy. Can't complain too much, though. My friends in Europe and the U.S. too, especially central part of the U.S. here recently, have had some serious heat waves. And my buddy Jim N4JAW has been going out in the mornings to do his activations very early in Kentucky before the heat hits, the heat and humidity. Okay, it's 8:36. I'll do 2 more calls here. So this is actually calling, and it's just saying CQ Coda, this is Victor Yankee 2 Sierra Whiskey. But it doesn't play the monitor when I'm using the internal mic because it gives it feedback. Ooh, I need to take a photo. That's what I need to do. That is what I need to do. Never think about doing that. Okay, this is Victor Yankee 2 Sierra Whiskey, and I'm clear. There we go. That's the end of that. So, well done, Impasse Light. You got me through this activation. It's a lot nicer than when I first started here. Look how pretty it is. If I had the time, I'd go for a walk. We went on a really nice walk yesterday, and there's just a labyrinth of paths and things you can do here. It'd be a great place to go running or cycling or anything like that. But I'm not going to do it this morning because we've got some other hikes planned. Yeah, it's just time to put this antenna up, reel everything up, and be done with it. I will go ahead and turn this video off. This will be the end of this little activation video. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know some of these little slower activations, they may be even more boring than most of my boring activations. But I hope you get a chance to try to learn to copy CW, and I hope that helps in some small way even, because I love doing this. Anyway, take care of yourself, be kind to other people, and until next time, 7 threes.